All right, we are live.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Horror Talks with Nisi and May. And we are taking a little bit of a detour from talking about Scream. And since tomorrow is Valentine's Day, we are deciding to talk about an underrated, forgettable, hidden gem. That
Yes,
was Valentine.
I know. I'm sorry, y'all, because our show was like, we need to do Valentine for Valentine's Day.
Man, and I really I literally was just thinking about this movie like a few weeks ago, and I was like, damn, I think I saw that movie, but I cannot remember this movie at all. And when I rewatched it, I was like, oh yeah, that's why I don't remember it because
I
there
know.
was
I
nothing.
always watch My Bloody Valentine for
Yes,
Valentine's Day, and I was like, I'm gonna do something different this year. And
yes.
man, I should have stuck to my regular programming. Like,
You didn't miss nothing with Valentine. You didn't miss anything at all.
and the
Just
main reason why I hit you about it, because I was like, I was thinking about Deputy Judy and her bitch ass. And I was like, what else has this bitch been in? And I realized that she was in the Sandlot. And I was like, no wonder I don't like this hoe. But then I saw her going through her filmography, and I was like, wait a minute, she was in another slasher. And I was like, oh, this is perfect.
mm-hmm.
Perfect. And she was boring and annoying in that movie too. I just don't like her. I don't know. I don't know who was like, yeah, her. Because she is
No, she ain't it. She ain't it.
boring.
And the fact that she plays the damn she just plays that typical role of just a blonde lady.
Stereotype.
She is literally the stereotype of a blonde lady. So yeah.
Yeah, she bored the hell out of me. I was snoozing so hard. And you know what made me even more sad was like I love Denise Richards and she was even born in this movie.
I mean, they all was. Like this movie was so forgettable for them as actresses and just for us because the one girl that was in White Chicks, I was like, I know her from somewhere. What is that voice? And I was like, she's the girl
See,
from White Chicks.
I know her from Legally Blonde because she was
Yes.
she was the one talking about her lucky scrunchie.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's
That's what
that
I know her from because I was like, oh, that's the girl that slept with Professor Montoya.
mhm, sure did. That was a mess.
But let's get into it. So I'm gonna give you the deets because I know you like your horror nerd details.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Valentine 2001, directed by Jamie Blanks. I'm not familiar with his work, but it is based off of a novel of the same title by Tom Savage. I need to get it. I have it saved in my Amazon cart. I need to get it so I can read it because I really want to know if this is like was worth it. And that was at that time when people were just like adapting like books left and right
Yeah.
that you had never
Yeah.
heard of. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But directed by Jamie Blanks, like I said, written by Gretchen J. Berg, Aaron Harberts, Donna Powers, and Wayne Powers. And when you see more than one writer, you know it's a mess. Starring David Boreanaz, better known as Angel,
Angel. Yep.
Buffy fans, or if you like me, you know him as Bones.
Oh yes, yes, he was so good in Bones.
I never was an Angel Buffy person, but Bones, oh,
Bones was it. Angel was just. I feel like he was getting his. That was his getting his chops. He was getting his acting chops in.
Angel is literally like Stephanie Myers wrote Edward
Yeah.
based off of Angel. I promise.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
period. But Denise Richards, Marley Shelton, who we also know is Deputy Judy Hicks in the Scream franchise, Jessica Capshaw, Jessica Caulfield, Fluvio Circe, and Katherine Heigl from Grey's Anatomy 27 Dresses, Bride of Chucky, you name it, she was in it at this time.
She was in her bag.
She was in her bag. So let's see. It is a 96-minute runtime. Budget was 29 million, made back 36.7 at the box office.
Okay, not bad.
But was definitely panned by critics, saying it was too similar to the 80s slasher films, which can be a good or a bad thing. I don't think it's comparable to an 80s slasher. But yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna set the scene. It's 1988, my birth year. Thank you, Jesus. This curl is gonna bother me. I'm sorry, y'all. Like this is it's not given. Anyway, We're at a junior high school dance, and we see young Jeremy Melton. He's your typical stereotypical junior high nerd. He's got the glasses. He's like
Mm-hmm.
a white Steve Urkel. He's got the buck teeth. He has the pocket protector.
Yeah, so sweet.
And my man's just trying to get a dance.
That's it.
He was just trying to get a dance, and we've all been there. We've
Mm-hmm.
all been there. Like, you just trying to get a dance with the right one. So he asked five different girls. So he asked Shelly, says no. Lily, who says no. Paige, who says no. Kate. Kate just says, hey, maybe later.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, maybe later.
That he was really like
Geeked,
that
like,
really
okay.
that really made his
It
day.
really
Like
did.
he was so happy.
And she was so nice too. She was like, no, maybe later, Jeremy. Like, she wasn't all rude, because the one girl was like, I'd rather be boiled alive.
Yes, I
One
was
girl
like,
was like, ew.
yeah,
You
they was
know,
the worst. They was the worst to
but
him.
it's junior high school. Like,
Everybody's, that's
everybody's the worst.
yeah.
And he then goes to the bleachers and he asks Dorothy, and Dorothy is the quote unquote stereotypical heavy set girl,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
she grabs his hand and he grabs hers, and later we see they are making out under the bleachers.
Yeah.
And you thinking, all right, Jeremy, you done finally pulled you something.
Right. I was rooting for him. Like I was really rooting for him.
And the school bullies come up and see them making out, and Dorothy does the most horrendous shit
Mm.
and says that he is attacking her.
Oh, I was mad.
And poor Jeremy is confused
Mm-hmm.
and not understanding what's going on. The bullies pull him from under the bleachers. They strip him down to his underwear and they stomp a hole in his ass.
Yeah, literally. Like he didn't even like he was so confused, like,
Yeah.
what? Like you really about to say this? Like what?
And poor Jeremy, his nose starts just dripping blood because he's nervous. He gets nosebleeds and they are beating the shit out of him.
Mm.
And then you find out that later on, we fast forward 13 years later and we see that Shelly is on a date. And she's on a date with a guy who talks in third person, and his name is Joshua. Um, it starts with the M, like Joshua, like McCullen or something like that. And he is trying it so hard. Well, Jason doesn't like this, and Jason wants you to do this, and she's just like, uh-huh.
Um,
And she leaves her date, and Jason is upset, but then he sees something else at the bar, and he's cool.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
she goes on about her night. You realize that she is pre-med at UCLA, and I don't know if this is true or not. I've never been pre-med or been to college, but apparently they go deal with their cadavers at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was kind of confused by that too. Like, what?
Maybe I'm just a scary person, but I'm not hanging. I mean, if that was my chosen person, I'm still not hanging around there like in the middle of the night. It just seems like
Not
it's
by myself, at least.
right.
Like, come on.
So she's in there doing her thing. She's, with her cadaver that she named Chad. And she hears a noise. So, no, wait a minute. First, she gets a Valentine.
Yeah.
And it's a creepy ass Valentine. Like, the Valentines in this movie are the best part for me, is because they're so beautiful looking until they start reading them.
Yeah. It was like, oh, wait a minute.
And it's like, somebody's trying to kill you.
Yeah, this is taking a dark
Clearly.
turn.
Clearly. And then she hears a noise and she goes to explore, and it's another one of her classmates. She says goodbye to him. He says, are you going to be okay? She says, oh, I'm here with Chad, her cadaver. She goes back into the room and she opens the bag, and there is someone in the bag with a Cupid mask on, and she bumps into her closet and her cadaver falls on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
She turns back around. The guy is missing. She has a scalpel. Now she's terrified, and we get our first chase of the movie. Long black trench coat, black turtleneck, black pants, black boots, Cupid mask. It's really creepy. Like, the cherub mask cherubs are creepy in themselves.
Yeah.
But this particular mask is really, it does creep me out.
Yeah.
And she's running through the morgue.
It's always a hallway that they're running down to.
She's
That
running.
was the first like trope of like, okay, horror slasher. We're gonna do this chase. We're gonna do the chase because
Right.
we have to do the chase, right?
Yes, this movie definitely was a like 1 step, 2 step. three
Mhm.
step turn. Like that's really how the movie beats go.
Mhm.
Like it's a box step.
Mhm.
And she decides to hide in like another part of the morgue with all these bodies in body bags. And she decides to get in a body bag. And I'm just like, we're really doing this?
Might not leave the building, bitch, but whatever. Go
Like
on.
we're really gonna get in a body bag
Yeah.
because there's no way that a logical person would go around, I don't know, stabbing the body bags, which is exactly what this dude does.
Yep. One by one.
And then of course she's in the bag. He opens the bag and she's just stuck. Like she's like at that moment, like she knew she fucked up.
Yep.
Like there's no way that she didn't know. Like I wonder what goes through your mind at that moment where you're just like,
She kind of backed herself right into a corner. Like she didn't even give her herself a chance to fight.
no fighting chance.
Like, why would you hide in a body bag? Because as soon as he unzips it and sees your bitch
You
ass,
can't move.
where you gonna go, bitch?
You can't roll off the bitch like
Yep.
you.
Yep.
And he slits her throat,
Ooh.
and then we get our nice title card.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and it's sad because it's Katherine Heigl playing Shelley.
Yes, I was like on the rewatch. I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting Katherine Heigl to die first. You know,
No,
you
I was because this was definitely like we're trying to be like Scream, and I know what you did last summer, but we're
yeah,
not trying. So I knew like it was gonna be her, Denise Richards. I knew this.
yeah.
So then we get to the part where all of her friends like find out about, her death. They've all been friends since junior high school, apparently, but they don't see each other a lot, but they're still like friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a weird funeral scene, right? Like, did anybody seem like they were grieving to you? Because I just felt like they were just meeting up for brunch.
It really seemed like it was just checking off boxes like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna go to the funeral, then we're gonna have coffee. Like it just seems like it was just so casual. And the fact that they said, they made the line of like, oh, we were horrible to him. Like they
Yeah.
mentioned it like that. This movie just took away all the suspense and like the who done it, because they set us up for like, we gonna say he the killer, he coming back to kill these bitches, they're horrible. They didn't try to make these women kind of like,
No.
yeah.
And you know what, the part that bothered me the most, like one part of the movie that I feel like just did not need to be there, which is why I skipped over it, but we'll back up to it, is before they find out that she's dead, Kate and Paige are actually on a speed date because Kate is like in a situationship because her boyfriend's like a recovering alcoholic or whatever, so she's out, not really sure if
Yeah.
she wants to be with him, but she does. But like Paige drags her out, and then like that's Deputy Judy, Judy's character, and Denise Richards is Paige, and Paige is like by the number slut, like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
they like it's not even like subtle, it's not even anything that you can get behind. They're at the speed dating, and like of course, and I thank God like we were not old enough to experience speed dating, because watching this scene was so cringy. I don't know if I could have survived speed dating.
Oh, it was cringy as hell.
Like the fact that we survived the OK Cupid days was like bad enough, but I couldn't imagine like speed dating.
Speed dating, that is a shit show.
like in your face.
In your face, like, ew.
They made the guys like so terrible, and like the one black guy, I like laughed out loud, and he was like, "Yes, she said that I wasn't giving enough in our relationship," and I was just like,
Ew.
"Disgust me." Then the guy that was talking about his mom, that was the one. I was just like,
Ew. Like what?
I've actually been on a date like that. That is real. Like, and
Ew.
dude was really into his mom, so that was like super cringy.
That's very relatable content.
Relatable content.
For real.
But then, like, a guy that's kind of decently attractive is in front of Kate, and she's like trying to hear what he says. He says his name is Brad, and Paige is just like, "Hey, by the way, do you know she has a boyfriend?" I was like, "Hater! Like, you brought her."
These bitches were the worst of the worst. I felt bad for none of these bitches.
I'm just thinking, like, how you gonna bring her and tell her she need to move on? And the first good-looking guy that comes in front of her, you literally just block her peripheral and was like, "Yeah, she's in a serious relationship. So what's up?"
Yeah, frenemies. They were definitely frenemies for sure.
And he totally took the bait.
Oh
And
yeah.
then they leave and they find out that Shelly died.
Hmm.
But when you get to the funeral scene, it's like nobody seems like they really care that she died. It's just more like, oh, that's unfortunate. Like even to the point where like Paige, she has on the slutty dress, which wasn't even. I'm like, it's just a strap dress. Like they were making it seem like she had on pasties.
Exactly.
Because Lily was
Nobody
like,
was
oh my
crying.
God, Paige, we're at a funeral. And she's like, what? And I'm like, the girl got on a tank top dress. Like,
Right.
just because you flat chested, don't be a hater.
Exactly.
They
Nobody
spent
was really
the
crying.
whole movie hating on each other. Like
Yes.
the whole movie.
Yes, they was. They was. I was like, God damn.
So we're reconnected with Dorothy and Lily at this point, and Lily is a ditz, and Dorothy is the former heavy girl who's now like a rich snob.
Yep. Typical.
They made her into like a Karen prototype, and I don't even like using that statement, but like
Typical.
very typical.
Typical.
And there's a detective that shows up, and he's asking them questions about Shelly and who she was with and all this stuff, and they were like, yo, we don't know who she was dating. Like, we've barely seen her because she's in med school. We didn't even know she left the damn school.
Right.
So, we get to that point. And then everybody starts like receiving cards and they all say JM on it. And this is what bothers me, right? So I love that like Lily's doing like the video dating thing. Now, this is what cracked me up. If I listened to it, I rewound it just to hear this part where the guy is like, thanks for requesting my tape, Lily. And then she's like, ew, try again next time. I'm like, but you requested his tape. Like, you requested the tape, so why are you saying no to him?
Exactly.
And Paige is back there eating cereal, giving her 2 cents. And there's a knock at the door. And they go there, and someone leaves a box of chocolate and a Valentine. Lily and Paige are now going back and forth on who it's for. And Lily's like, no, it's got to be for me.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So she opens it and she reads the card, and it's talking about killing her.
Yep.
As they all do. And she opens the chocolates and she eats one. It says something to like, no, it's like roses are red, something is sweet, you are what you eat. And she opens it and she takes a big bite and it's full of maggots.
Ooh.
That's what I always remembered about this movie was that scene,
Yes.
maggot
Yes.
candy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. When she did the, I was like, oh my gosh, bitch, you really ate that shit. You really had a mouth full of maggots. Oh.
So then they're sitting on the couch as she's like trying to swish her mouth out with orange juice and stuff.
Like that's
and,
like, what is
they,
orange gonna do for maggots?
they start going over all the guys they've dated that have the initials J and M.
Yep.
Which is hilarious. Like y'all date that many niggas with like JM. Like that's
yes.
hilarious. Hilarious. But Paige just randomly is like, what about Jeremy Melton? It's like, where did you even get that from? I don't even remember who I had a crush on in 6th grade.
Come on now.
So how do you remember this guy that could have possibly sent you a box of maggot candy?
That was so random because it was like, you really remember that nigga? Like
convenient plot device.
Right. They were so not subtle with this movie of like,
yes,
in your face, like, hey, let's just slide his name in there.
And
because
Lily's like,
why not?
Lily's like, no, who is that? Like, I don't know who that is.
Who is that nigga? What?
Who is that? And then we get the backstory of how, like, Jeremy, after the whole situation with attacking Dorothy that never happened,
Yeah,
he got sent to like a reform school or something like that.
Mm.
And they're like, we were really shit to him. They like laugh it off.
Yeah.
And then we cut over to Dorothy, who is in her mansion having an argument with her new stepmom, who's like 19.
Right.
Now, this is the only time in the movie where I was like, you know what, Dorothy, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because old girl was coming at her like really sideways. Because like her new boo shows up, Dorothy's new boo. And he's like, yeah, my roommate didn't pay the rent. Like, bum shit. A hobosexual looking for a place to live.
Absolutely.
And he's like, yeah, I just need a place to crash. So she's like, "Oh my god, yeah, you can stay here," because she's stupid. So
That inner fat girl was still there. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
yeah,
like
you
the
know
inner
what? No,
fat
I don't
girl.
subscribe to that because I've known plenty of heavier women
Hmm.
who have had way more confidence than me at my 100-pound skinniest.
Most
So
of them do.
I hate that that's how heavy people are written in any movie, but especially horror movies, as if like they're undateable until they get skinny, and then even when they get skinny, they still act like that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
so the opposite of reality. You
that's
know
the
what I'm saying?
opposite
Like in the
of
movies, it's like, oh my gosh, they still got her as that inner fat girl. But
yes, that is, and
we
they
know
literally
plenty
made
of big
her
girls that got it. They got
they
the confidence.
they literally make every heavy person's personality is that they're heavy.
Yep.
Like from
Yep.
comedies to drama, like it's annoying. And they made her whole personality about her eating problems.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
I hated that
Yeah.
character, like with a passion just for that. But after she lets him in, the stepmom is like, who is that? And she's like, bitch, back up off my man. You married to my dad.
Right.
Right. And old girl grabs her by the arm.
Yeah. I was
And
like,
when she tries to get her off of her, here come the dad, and she's like, "Oh, she hit me," and
see,
he's falling for it
see,
because she called her a mail order bride. She
yep,
called me a mail order bride. And it's like
yep,
you putting your hands on people.
exactly. Crying,
What? I would have called you worse.
man. Listen, I would have done worse.
And
Okay,
she kept it real PG with that because that would have been a whole
she
different
deserved it.
situation. Putting your hands on me,
She
say whatever
deserved.
you want to me, but you ain't about to put your hands on me.
She deserved way worse. She lucky she only got called a mail order bride.
Yeah.
For real.
Absolutely. So Kate is kind of going. This is when we kind of get introduced to David Boreanaz's character,
Yeah.
Adam. You know, it's the will they, won't they, should I, shouldn't I? Like he's just kind of like, I'm just so in love with you, and I have this drinking problem, but I haven't had a drink in like he said, what is it, 13 days or some shit like that.
13 days. A solid 13 days, bitch. I was like, that's not even 2 weeks.
That was enough. That was enough for her though. She's like, yo, he's trying for
He's
me, for
trying
us,
for us.
and you know we're gonna try it again.
We're gonna make
We're
this
gonna
work.
we're gonna try it again. So that night they end up going to an art exhibit. Lily's dating this sleazeball artist named Max,
Yep.
and it's so quintessential New York, right? So
Yep.
he makes this installation because Valentine's Day is approaching,
Yep.
and it's split into two parts where the men go on one side and the women go on the other. But as soon as they meet Max, he's already hitting on Kate, and like Lily's not even paying attention,
So slime ball behavior.
right?
So
And Paige sees Campbell there and goes to hit on Campbell, and then finds out that that's Dorothy's man.
mhm.
And Dorothy's like, "Oh, hey, you met Campbell, blah blah." And Lily's like, "Yeah, Paige just hitting on him."
Mhm.
Like rude. Like you ain't have to say all that.
Man, no coof at all.
And Dorothy is just following Campbell around like a sick puppy.
Yep.
Like even when Max is like, "Hey, you know, the men are going to the left, women are going to the right." She's trying to follow Campbell into the men's side, and Lily's like, you got to go this way."
Right.
Like, girl, ain't nobody gonna kidnap him. Like you ain't never had a man before, clearly.
Never.
Like he couldn't even go to the bathroom. She was all
Exactly.
looking. He was like, "I'll be right back," and she's like,
Yeah. That was another like stereotype of like, why y'all
"Girl,
like this girl like this? Nobody acts
dude,
like that.
she
Nobody.
she is rich. She's obviously got a good job or trust fund baby,
Yep. Like she's the catch.
right?
She's the catch.
Either dude who ain't got nowhere to live right now.
Man, I really hated that they did not, there was no depth to none of these characters.
All of these characters were so two dimensional.
Yep.
Like
Yep. It was like
a jar
they
of
were very,
mayonnaise
yeah, they were very
has
microwave.
had more personality written in it in the ingredients list than these characters.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I get more excited about cheesecake than I did than anything that was going on with these people.
Yep.
So they're going through the installation, and the girls, and it's pretty weird. It's like eyeballs and like lips and like people repeating like the same phrase over and over again, and like bulges, just abs. Like it's pretty much like softcore porn.
Yeah, my sensory issues was definitely acting up.
All the strobing.
I was like, oh my gosh, there's too much going on. I'm overstimulated right now. Like, what the hell is going on? It's like
Right.
the background noise. It's a lot of talking and shit. And I'm like, where's all these people at that's supposed to be here? Like, it was too much.
So they meet Campbell's ex, Ruthie, and Ruthie's like, he's a con artist, bitch. He stole all my money.
I love
Like,
it.
but she low key like still want this dude though. Like, I'm trying to figure out what he really got going on because like
Yeah,
she low key still want him even though he took all her money.
right. It's
And
like she kind of like, I don't want nobody else to have him. I just want him to myself.
right,
He ain't no good girl, but I kind of want him to myself.
those
Like,
be the ones.
yeah, them be the ones. Them be
This
the
is
ones.
it's giving me all of the Ruby Rose DDG Hallie vibes right now.
We gonna dive into that later too, because I got a whole
But so they go through that whole situation, and then Lily is making out with Max on the men's side,
Yep.
and it's getting steamy.
It was.
And mind you, there are like boobies in the background on the men's side. Like the women didn't get no nudity. The men have like full on TNA on their side, right? Because of course,
women didn't get nothing.
because they can't never show nothing in Hollywood because
Tits and ass is what gets the sales, right?
right.
That's what gets the people going.
All we ever get is a butt crack every now and then. I don't understand it.
And we might get it for like a shot.
And even then, like the only one worthwhile talking about is Will Smith in the shower and iRobot. Like you can keep all the other ones in history. That is the only one worth mentioning.
That's it.
That side profile.
That's
I know people hate Will Smith now, but back then,
man, he was all right.
He was a hot commodity in these streets. Okay,
All right now.
but so this like his assistant like walks up and like she's watching him and she starts unbuttoning her shirt and Lily's like, hold on now. What's going on? And he's like, oh, I invited her. And she's like,
what?
What are you talking about? Like, okay, cool, dude. Like, you're that kind of guy. Like, fine, whatever. Like, I'm not judging. Like, do what you want to do. But like, you could at least ask, like, hey.
Come on now, run it past me. Run it past me. That's all. Like, communication.
She might have been down. She seemed like a free spirit. Like, she might have been okay with it. But you don't just sneak up on her.
Right. Mm-mm.
So she leaves and he's all like, whatever. And she gets lost in the maze, which my thing is like, if this is the guy that you're like kind of dating, I'm sure you've seen this before everybody else. Like, how did you get lost in the maze? But whatever.
Right.
I'll buy it. She gets lost in the maze and then like the power goes out and like all the TVs start shutting off. Now that I liked.
I did like that. I did.
Mostly
like that.
because my eyes needed a break from nipples, but I definitely liked the ambiance.
Yes. My focus was back into it because I was like, it's a lot going on. Stimulating wise, and I'm like, okay, we're getting
one of my favorite kill of the movie is the Cupid kills her with bows and arrows.
Yes, that was awesome. That was, I mean,
twice in the gut and once in the chest.
That was it. I was like, she didn't stand a chance.
Now here is what's hilarious, and I'm gonna put this in there because I promised Courtney I would. So we're watching this, and we get to that part, and fun fact. Every time that this guy kills somebody, his nose starts bleeding. So you already know that it's Jeremy Melton. There is no illusion.
Nope,
there's no spoiling.
Like, it is him.
Yeah, like we're not spoiling it. Like, I mean, we are, but we're not because you know it's him within like the first kill because of the nosebleed.
Yep.
Courtney turns to me. He was like, so how did they not catch him if he's leaving DNA at every crime scene?
That's what I said at the first kill with the medical student. I said, so his, like, first of all, what kind of mask has the opening where blood can just come
perfect
out?
Nose holes.
The perfect nose hole. I was like that. And I said, well, that's DNA right there, right?
Like, you telling me not one drop of blood got like anywhere?
I'm just saying. But you know what, this movie is so bad that you have to kind of suspend your disbelief.
Yes.
Because once you get to asking too many questions, none of this shit makes sense.
None of it.
But we gonna just pretend like we're not, DNA is not a thing.
It makes no sense how 3 arrows made her stumble back like 40 feet.
Yeah, especially when we live in the same universe where like Michael Myers can get beat the hell down and shot. He's
Like
still
I could have understood if like she fell over and then he popped one like in her throat or something, but no, like she was like, oh, and
he
just
fell in
kept
the
like
trash
going. She kept doing this until she fell out the door, and then she fell over the railing into the dumpster.
into the dumpster on soft trash. Like she didn't even fall on concrete and break her neck or nothing. Like
No, she just
it
fell in the
really
trash
wasn't.
and the dumpster closed. But it was the
Yeah,
fact
like
that
she
she
didn't have life altering like injuries. Like I don't feel like
she
that
just
was.
kept going backwards, like
Yeah, she even tried to duck, dodge,
she
nothing.
didn't
Like
fall like at all. She just kept going backwards. So
yeah,
that's the end of Lily. And conveniently, Lily was supposed to be going to California the next day.
yeah.
So Lily just disappears in this dumpster, and everybody assumes that she went to California.
Yep. Nobody really cared
Nobody
though.
cares.
Nobody really cared.
Nobody called and said, "Hey, bitch, did your flight get in? Like,
Nobody checked in on her.
you
They
need a
was
ride to
horrible.
the airport."
They was
Like,
horrible friends, but they were horrible friends. So it's like we know we about to just get over that. She gone. She left y'all. Makes more sense, right? Let's go back to these letters that these Cupid, these Valentines that we're
yeah.
getting.
So the detective meets up at Kate's house. No, Paige's house. And the detective is asking them questions about like, do you know anything about this Joshua guy that we found out she went on a date with? And then that's when everybody starts talking about how they got a Valentine. Oh, well, I got one. Oh, well, I got one. Oh, well, I got one. It was signed JM. And he was just like, so you didn't think to tell me this at all? When this kid's name is Joshua M, like you didn't think maybe there's some shit that we might need to know.
Exactly.
Right. So that happens, and Dorothy is like, visibly upset because Paige is talking about Jeremy Melton.
Yep.
Again, Dorothy's losing it. Like, she about to piss herself.
Yeah.
So the detective's like, hey, you know anything else? You give me a call. She's like, I'm next. I am next. He is coming for me. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, he did something bad to you.
Yeah.
And he went away, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, actually, he didn't attack me. And they were like, what? Kate was like, now Paige didn't give a shit, but Kate was pissed. Kate was like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, you ruined this boy's life. And she's like, you guys don't understand how it was to be fat. And it's like, girl.
I hate it. They linked right back into that fat girl shit. And I'm just like,
now, see, I understand. No, I don't know what it's like to be a heavy set woman. I mean, I'm not very heavy, and I've never been a heavy kid. I was a beanpole. So yes, there are experiences in life that are different for heavier women, just like they're different for black and white people. Yeah. I'm not negating that argument, but the way that it was used in this movie was so flagrant and disrespectful to anybody who's gone through this.
It was. It definitely.
And on top of that, it's disrespectful to actual SA victims who have been attacked.
Absolutely.
It's disrespectful to men who have been accused of things they've never done. It's just a disrespectful ass premise.
Yeah. It was highly out of pocket. They was way out of pocket for.
Yeah, like it definitely couldn't have got made today. Oh no. Oh no. Not with that being your driving force is, I was the fat girl, so that therefore I lied because I was just happy that someone wanted to touch me, but it wasn't the right guy. When everybody found out, I freaked out. Like that's a really piss poor interpretation of what it means to be heavy in junior high school.
Yeah, because come the fuck on, like we gotta be real. We gotta
because be real yes, we as women know that men pretend like they don't like heavier women in public, but they love them
behind the scenes. Hell yeah.
Right. So that part, yeah, cool. But to make it seem like the reason why she did it was because she was heavy, that's like just piss poor.
That was bullshit.
Straight bullshit. And that made me hate the character even more. Just, she didn't want to be humiliated because he was so ugly. Then what was you making out with him for?
Exactly, bitch. Like, for real. Y'all could have lived a good life together. They actually would have been a cute couple. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would have treated her good.
Jeremy was a nice little gentleman. I mean, quite frankly, I am on the villain side in this movie. I don't feel like he was wrong.
I mean, I was on his side too. Like, I was like, I don't see where he's wrong. These are horrible women.
The only thing I was just like, well, why go after the other four when you can just go after the bitch that did it? But I mean, I get it. They're a clique, so he was like, I'm gonna take out all of them.
Yep. And then send them all the same Valentine, threatening
Yeah,
their life. Like it's suspense. Like I kind of like the cat and mouse game. Maybe this one wasn't a whodunit. It was more of like a cat and mouse game. Like we gonna see how the kills go.
I'm still just trying to understand like how. Like I said, I can't even remember people from sixth grade besides you, and maybe a few other people. Like
And
I've
then,
known you that long, but like I wouldn't remember anybody that I was like mean to.
hell no. I got a few people that I probably would have a vendetta against from sixth grade. Like I got a few people that I will have on my shit list.
But that's the thing. I have a few girls that I have a
Yeah.
vendetta against, not
Yeah.
any guys.
Not any guys, yeah. Guys, no, I was invisible. So I don't got no
Exactly. Yeah,
guys.
we were both the ugly ducklings. So
Like
yeah, like
I don't got no guys. They pretty much ignored me for the other
yeah.
big booty bitches. But
And the fact that we have Facebook and can see that they're all ugly and unhappy anyway, it doesn't matter. So I would never like,
yeah, yeah, they're not thriving right now. So I kind of love that.
oh yeah,
It's,
absolutely.
it's kind of good
That's
right now.
that is the only update to modern technology that I stand behind is being able to see people that used to shit on me through my school age years and like try to be in my DMs or like my photos or just see that they're like just unhappy, miserable people.
Life is beating they ass, and I'd be like, yeah,
Yep, and I'm right there handing the boxing gloves.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like
I'm in the crowd watching, like cheering.
yeah, like there are people that I see where I'm like, you know what? You earned that. You earned that. Karma doesn't come when you want it to, but it comes.
It comes. I mean,
You earned that.
it's a patient bitch. So I'll be like, hey, I'm okay with that.
Oh, absolutely. But we get to see inside Kate's apartment, and her. I love how her water goes out, and she has to stick her head in the toilet. That's some real struggle shit. Like I've never had to do that before,
Hell no.
but like I've definitely had some close calls where it's like, all right,
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna
get the
lie.
shower in right now.
I ain't gonna lie. It came close a couple times, but damn.
And all I was thinking to myself was, thank God her hair not thick like mine, because there's no way that would have been enough water to rinse shampoo out of my hair. And then I got a condition, so I'm just screwed. Like, because I can't just shampoo.
Come on now. You gonna run out of shampoo or conditioner halfway
Like,
through.
these curls can't just handle just surfactants. Like, I need moisture.
Hell no. Hell no.
No
You're not
way.
gonna play that game. That's why I feel like that's why they never really had any black characters in this movie, because shit just was not have gone that way had it been a
No,
woman.
see, that's not true, because we did have Malcolm X stick his head in the toilet to get that relaxer out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So we've had one.
Yeah,
It wasn't a
that was
woman.
different. That was like, that was a dire situation where it was dire to get that shit out of his head.
Yes. Yes. But Kate goes out into the hallway because her door is open.
Nobody finds that suspicious.
Her door. You don't find that
suspicious? Shout out to Dr. Umar, because
no, don't shout that man out on his page. No, not on my watch. Nope. Because first of all, I'm not handing over my grit money. And I'm still waiting because I love some grits, eggs, bacon, cheese, and I'm still waiting for that school to be built so my sons can become productive black men.
When he said Cash App him, I said, yeah, that school's not gonna get none of my money.
Okay, because
not on Cash App.
Until then, my kids are gonna stay where they are, Dr. Umar. Okay,
we're good right where we're at, sir. We're good. We're good.
You and Kanye need to go take whatever fucking fairy tale LSD shit that y'all got going on and go build that school.
Y'all got plenty of money. Y'all need my little dollars.
You don't need nothing from me. I shouldn't even have to pay for lunches at this point.
I'm not a billionaire.
So no, this is not a Dr. Umar stand account. You can go to hell. You my sis, but hell to the no over here, okay?
Oh man.
Dr. Umar can go take that damn dashiki
Man, he is funny as hell.
Right the hell off.
I can't take him
Do you
serious.
know that, sidebar, anybody that I knew that was like posting Dr. Umar shit, I immediately unfriended.
You got to, because you know they not that smart up here.
You're not, nah, you got to go.
Yeah, you sip the wrong Kool-Aid if you take that man serious.
I swear, like is I just want one day. I just wanted to come out that there was like this was like the best comedy skit ever written because I do not believe this man is serious.
Nah. He probably remember that episode of the Boondocks where Riley
CeeLo?
had, yeah, CeeLo. I think he got a white woman on the low, man. He might really have a white woman on the low.
Well, all of his wives are like lighter than you.
Mm.
He's got 3 wives.
You don't find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious?
Suspicious as hell.
No, Dr. Umar can go to hell because I'm gonna keep shopping at fucking Hot Topic and listening to Linkin Park and Paramore, and I'm gonna keep doing my white people shit, and then he can come find me when they go to Wakanda. I'm not here for him.
Yep.
But
that was a good sidebar.
Sorry, like he takes me there. I think he takes me there because I grew up with Dr. Umar. Like my dad was Dr. Umar, so it takes me there. I can't.
It takes you there, like
Like you see the eye, like I cannot take a drink on that one. Like, triggering shit. But no, Kate goes out into the hallway because her door is open, and the elevator door is just opening and closing, just dinging.
Yep.
She looks down. There's a Cupid mask in the elevator door.
Yep.
So he was obviously there, but didn't do anything to her, which is very suspicious. Mm-hmm. But then her creepy ass neighbor like opens the door, and it's like, I was scared for her because she's in her towel.
Yeah.
Like you ain't had no robe or nothing, huh?
You have nothing. You can't throw on
a big t-shirt,
something, some leggings, bitch.
Nothing. Not even no drawers. You just out here in a towel, glistening.
Wow. Yep, hair dripping and everything.
With a creepy next door neighbor.
Yep, that's that white privilege shit right there. It's white privilege,
right? And then later on, like through the movie, because there's like a bunch of filler parts, like with her and Adam, just like drinking coffee and trying to reconnect or whatever. There's a bunch of filler shit.
Yeah. The movie was, what was the runtime on the movie? Like an hour and
96 minutes.
96 minutes. So but not even a whole 90
Yeah, it's an hour 38.
Man.
I want to say.
And
not including the credits. That's including the credits.
Including the credits and about 45 minutes of filler.
Mm-hmm.
Like this movie just did not.
Yeah.
It just did not need to happen, but they did it anyway.
But you know, she tells them about the creepy neighbor and they're reminiscing and all that stuff. And you get to this part where, and this is what I didn't understand, right? I like killer motivations.
Yeah.
This creepy neighbor is breaking into her apartment and has been stealing her underwear. I didn't know how else to say that. I don't know how else you can say that.
Yeah.
So the Cupid mask killer breaks into Kate's apartment and the guy is in her apartment putting her underwear on. Sitting on her bed.
So cringy.
Talking about, bro, this is not what it looks like. It's like, what is it?
It's exactly what it looks like.
Exactly what it looks like.
Like, come on.
It looks like you are a fucking predator stealing your neighbor's underwear.
And wearing them.
it.
Like, if he was just gonna steal them and like sniff them, I could have been like, okay, he's just a creep. But the fact that he actually put these bitches on was like, you one of them. You one of them ones.
I did not get this character, like why he was there.
Why was it written? Why was this written in, like, I was trying to figure out, what does this have to do to move the plot along?
That's why I have to read this book, because there's just things that I'm like, why?
Maybe it was maybe more descriptive in the book. Maybe. And they just felt like they had to include it to build suspense.
But I don't know if I need more description on a man that breaks into women's apartments and puts on their panties. I don't know if you need to describe that anymore to me.
Yeah, because more could have been descriptive of, like, more could have been put into the plot. You
Like
know what I'm
we
saying?
didn't even get like, did he ever ask her on a date? Like, do they even know each other like that? Like it
Nothing.
just it didn't make any sense.
It didn't. It was just filler. It was just filler. It had. I'm convinced it had to be just filler.
It made absolutely no sense, and I feel disgusted and dumber for even seeing that. But anyway, Cupid Mass Killer breaks in, and the thing about Kate is she always leaves her iron on because she's a ditz.
Yep.
And the iron is left on again, and the killer takes the iron and beats the shit out of him with this
Ooh,
iron,
ooh, that was a good
like
kill too.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
Freddy's Dead style.
Yeah, that was a good kill. I wish we could have actually like
Seen it?
saw the bludgeoning of
Oh
the
yeah,
iron to his face, even though I know it would have been special effects and all that
yeah.
shit. But I would have loved to see the iron hit a bloody puppet face. I would have.
That's because we're sadistic, and yeah, I would have liked to see it too. I would
Yeah,
have liked to see like
yeah.
them pull the iron back and show the flesh. Like I would have enjoyed that.
Why not? It's already piping hot. Why not? Give
Yeah.
me what I want. If you're not gonna say you a slasher movie and not show us gore, like I need to see it. This is 2001, people.
Right.
We didn't seen worse in the opening scene of Scream. Like,
And
come on
it's
now.
funny because like she comes home and the iron's like neatly like wrapped up for her.
Yeah, it's so like it's wiped off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he done
Her
wiped
house
it
is
off.
clean. And
He
it's
put
crazy
it
because she
back.
gets home and like she hears something and Paige is just chilling in her house, like, yeah, what up?
Yeah,
We gotta talk.
this movie was so ridiculous, and at times it was so ridiculous where I'm like, I
And
still have to watch it.
like nothing about any of these friendships said they were close enough to just be in each other's houses without them knowing about it. Like
No,
nothing, like
not at all.
absolutely nothing about it. So,
Not at all. Not at all.
and this is actually after they go to the police station again, and
Yep.
the cop is letting them know that they're about to go get this guy that went on a date with Shelly. And he's a damn sleazeball too. But it's funny because now I did like this part of the movie because it showed just how dumb Dorothy is and how like horribly written she is.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "So how long have you known this Campbell guy?" And you find out she's only known this dude a month. A
Um,
month, and he's already in her house eating her
um,
food.
and you know that that month was probably exaggerated as fuck. So it
Yeah,
probably wasn't even really a whole fucking month.
just like 2 weeks of talking.
It was probably like 2 solid weeks of talking every day. So it felt like a month. It's one of them like it's been a few weeks, but it feels like a month in my heart. So yeah, it was definitely that. Like
I
they
have known
really,
so many girls like that though.
yeah,
Of
because
all races that are like, I know it's only been 2 weeks,
it's
but
only been 2 weeks, but it feels like 3 months to
it
me.
feels like
It
forever.
feels like forever. I feel like I know him. I've been that bitch sometimes. Like I see it. I get it, but not at my big age now of 35. But
You know,
God damn.
I can sit here and honestly say I've never been there.
Yeah.
Like
Ooh.
I've always been fully aware of my stupidity.
Yeah.
Like yes, I got engaged to like one of my son's fathers like after a month, but I was fully aware of how dumb that sounded on paper. I just didn't care.
I mean, we're young. When you're in your 20s,
Yeah.
that's what type of shit
What I'm saying,
happens.
like I wasn't sitting here like, how dare you? I've known him so long. I was just like, yeah, I know it's been a month and I don't care.
Yeah. Hey, we gonna figure this shit out.
But you know, I've always been like a mess on wheels, so I've always owned my crap. So I don't understand the like, and she was getting like upset that they were like questioning her about this, the detective and her friends.
Mhm.
It couldn't be him. They're like,
She
and
never wanted to believe it.
this is the part that killed me though, right? She literally comes for Paige so hard. And she's like, you, because Paige was like, you let this guy into your house and you've only known him a month. Well, you've let guys into your pants and you don't know their last names. Just for the detective to ask for Campbell's last name. And she was like,
Mhm. 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 Eat them words, bitch.
now I'm no rocket scientist, right?
Yeah.
But like theoretically speaking, you can sleep with someone and not know their last name. That's called a one night stand. There's a
I
name
mean,
for it, right?
right.
Because you're never going to see them again. But like if
Exactly.
someone's living with you,
Yeah.
might be some information you might want to fucking know.
I mean, you might want to at least know that. Like, we ain't gonna get into deep dive about their favorite color and childhood trauma and shit, but can you at least know the nigga's last name?
It's okay. I'm just saying, if somebody comes to me and tells me that my ex stole all their money, I'm definitely doing a Google search.
I'm going on the fucking court website.
I'm saying, like, back then, you could at least get. Well, maybe Google wasn't up and running back then. You could have got on Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves had the answers.
You could have got on Ask Jeeves.
Jeeves, my nigga Jeeves had the answers.
He had
Okay,
all the answers back then.
he had something for you. He ain't gonna. He might not have all the answers. He'd be like, "Hey, look over here, bitch." Like,
You could have went through his bag, anything. Looked at an ID,
something. Detective work. Detective work would have been very important at
This
this
is how I
time.
know this wasn't written by like really smart women. This is definitely written by men because no woman is gonna not do the detective work.
It's written by a man, a white man at that.
All I'm saying is, if Dorothy was really this uptight, anal retentive control freak, that means she would have been already following him around with a trench coat and shades on. I'm not understanding why she didn't know his last name. Now, Paige totally made sense for Paige.
Yeah. Paige was, that's Paige. But that other bitch,
Yeah, didn't make any sense.
come on now.
But I did think it was funny that she didn't know his last name after what she said to Paige.
Yeah. And she was so confident that it wasn't him, and then got so quiet.
Yes. And they also apparently questioned Adam too. And it's crazy because Dorothy gets upset that the police question Campbell, and she's all apologetic to him, like, "I'm so sorry about this." And it's like, didn't your friend just die?
This was honestly the most depth that we got from these characters throughout the whole movie. Like, this was the whole
like
drama.
Your friend just died. Like, they're gonna question everybody around the situation.
Exactly.
But she's all, "I'm so sorry that this happened to you." And then this goofy, like straight up pick me. You can tell she don't serve her man on paper plates. Yeah. Just the dumbest of just, you can drive my car with no license, ass heifer.
Yep.
Gonna get this man a Rolex.
What? A fucking Rolex.
And he was like, "Well, I didn't know we were exchanging gifts."
That means he ain't getting you nothing, boo.
He didn't give you shit.
He didn't even think about getting you nothing.
I swear. Do you know how many relationships and situationships I've ended over I didn't know we were exchanging gifts?
What you mean you ain't know we was exchanging gifts? Stink? What the hell? Yep.
I'm disrespectful. Like,
a Rolex. A fucking Rolex for this nigga?
Especially Valentine's Day. I've definitely served walking papers over Valentine's Day.
As you should.
There's nothing better than hearing a dude be like, "It's just a holiday."
Okay. It's just a holiday?
And so is your birthday. Let me have my shoes back.
Yep.
Run me that shirt.
That is called reclaiming your time. That's reclaiming your time right there.
I am so petty. I have actually siphoned the gas back out of somebody's car that I put in.
As you fucking should too, because gas has never been cheap.
This was back during the first recession in 2008. So I definitely got my gas.
When gas was almost $5, bitch. Oh, I need all that. I need all that back, or I'm getting it back in blood. I need all that back. Sorry. Not sorry.
So, they question Adam too or whatever, and in the detective office, he dismisses Kate and Dorothy, and he asks Paige to stay behind. And he's all like, "Well, what are we gonna do about this sexual tension?" And starts like filling her up.
Oh my gosh,
why does that have to be in there?
Why? Who wrote that in there? Like, I was
it came out of left field,
bruh,
way over there.
Man, it was like, what are we watching right now? It got so far from the initial plot where I'm like, what is we?
What is like? Is the statement like all men are garbage? Like, I just wasn't following.
Yeah,
what they were trying to do with that, because and then they never bring it up again.
So they introduced it for no reason at all.
She goes to Kate's house. She complains about how sleazy he is.
Mm,
Just for him to call and tell them that they picked up the guy that went on a date with Shelly. But like
mm.
they never circle back around to him feeling nothing.
Nope.
Nobody files a report. Everybody ate the same thing on Sunday, like nothing. They just kept going on.
Yep. Because they really didn't have anything written. They really didn't have anything written at all for this part of the movie. Like they was like, we got to fill this time with
It
something,
was
my
so
nigga.
much. It was
Like,
just so much random stuff thrown at us. Like
yeah,
even the scene between Dorothy and Campbell, which I mean, Dorothy couldn't catch a break. I mean, not that she needs to because she's a
yeah,
bitch, but like
yeah.
that was a rough one to watch. And she hit him with the "It's okay, it happens." Like
There was so many times I rolled my eyes at this movie. Like,
I was just sitting there like, girl, like you really ain't getting that he not into you. That's the number one sign right there.
it's right there in your
Right?
face,
Look, people, right
in
there.
your face. Boom, right there. My finger is right there in your face. It's right there.
Hey, PSA, if you're trying to get it on with a guy who says he's into you and nothing happens, that means he's not into you.
Boom, red flag. Boom. That's like the biggest sign you could have in your face,
He
right
is
there.
not attracted to you.
Like that's it right there. Like that's the sign right there, boo. You need it, and it's right there. Like it's there in your face, boo. Like it's there. It's right there in your face, nigga. Like what?
And to add for like to stab the dagger further into her wee little icy heart. She's in the
Mm-hmm.
shower and he comes in and he like just holds a towel out for her.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even want to look at her.
Oh my
Now, I mean, I've been around a little bit and I ain't never had nobody hand me a towel if they saw me in the shower.
ever.
Even on my worst days.
Even on my fucking worst days, bitch. What?
I'm in there looking like a glazed ham and I'm still getting looked at. He ain't want to look. He ain't heard a towel.
Damn. Like that was so cringy.
Okay.
Was
And
so
then
cringy.
he gives her this like ugly ass necklace. Like it was like a angel or a cherub or something. It was ugly.
Man,
The gold looked fake, first of all, but we
he
ain't gonna
got
get into that.
he got that shit from a crackhead off
That
the
was a
street.
wish.com necklace.
Bruh. He did not put no thought
He
in this.
definitely got that off the street by a Subway. It was ugly.
He got that out of the vending machine.
But she was like so grateful. She's like, oh, Campbell, Campbell, oh my God, I love it. And then she says to this man, you want to join me in the shower? And he was like, well, actually, I'm going to go get a workout in.
What? What nigga says that? What?
He don't like you. The
What
girl
nigga
don't
says-
like you. Nobody likes you.
I'm gonna get a workout in before we get in. Like, my nigga, what? He's so not into her that it was like it was so in our face as the viewer that it should have been in her face as the bitch that was written. Like
I don't think I've ever met anybody in my life that would just miss all those signs.
I've never met a bitch that was like that. Even the most low self-esteem bitch I've ever met was never even like that. Like
I mean, they literally around this same time, 2001, they made a whole episode on Sex in the City about this.
exactly.
When Carrie was like, "Yo, Aiden don't want to touch me. I don't think he into me. I think we just friends."
Exactly.
So but whatever. Anyway,
exactly.
So we see that Campbell is downstairs in the pool and he has her dad's bank account information and he's trying to get money transferred. So you realize that he really is a fucking scammer and he really is using her and he's not into her. So
man, he was down bad. He was down bad.
I'm trying to figure out, like, you didn't even leave the house before you try to commit the fraud. Like, you gonna do it in the house
because he down bad. He need to make this. He need to like listen. She was a mark. Okay,
she's that dumb that she ain't even like.
Yes, he was a hustle. She was a hustle for him. She was the mark. He hustled her, and he was like, "I need this money bad, so I need to I need to get this shit. I need to do the deed right now because I can't spend another minute with this bitch."
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He was like, "Oh my gosh, she's expecting me to give her some. I got to get the fuck out of here."
Man, I got to get the fuck out of here. Like he could not. He just
No.
could not.
And then she calls him over the intercom, and she's like, "Yeah, the hot water went out on like the such and such wing of the house. Can you go down to the basement and check the water heater?" And he was like, "Now I'm part of the fucking staff."
The
Like he was so
wing,
over her.
the wing of the house had me like, bitch, what?
He was
The
so over
wing.
her. He's
He
like,
hated her.
"I'm one of
He
the
hated
fucking
that bitch.
staff." Now, I don't understand if we're going with the Jeremy Melton thing, right?
Yep.
And that's ultimately where we end up at the end, right? Like he really is doing it.
Yep.
Why did he kill this guy?
It was such a pointless kill. It was such a pointless kill.
I'm gonna come back around to this though. Like we're gonna put a pin in that. I'm gonna come back around to it.
Yep. Yep.
So Campbell gets killed, turning on the pilot in the water heater.
Yep.
So no more Campbell. And then the party is that night, and Kate's there, Paige is there, Dorothy's upset because Campbell isn't there, and she over there huffing and puffing, looking all depressed like most single girls on Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Feeling like she got stood up, proudly wearing this tacky ass bubblegum machine necklace.
Yep. That was the worst part.
Right. And huge party, her huge Valentine's Day party, and Adam shows up, and Kate's like happy or whatever. Paige is talking about this guy Brian, that the guy from the speed dating.
Yep.
He shows up.
Yep.
And he's all up on her, and he's like, "Oh, I want to show you a surprise upstairs." Now this shit really took me. So you write your character as a slut, but you make her as if she's not a slut at the very end, because she's like, "I love surprises," and they go upstairs, and then he like pulls it out, and he was like, "All right, wax it." And she was like when he just said wax it,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Excuse me, you came here to show me your penis or whatever."
She was expecting a hard dick.
But my point is, like, wouldn't that not be a problem for her if that's what you've shown us for the past 40 minutes?
Yeah, this is how they set this character up. They literally set this character up to be low standards. You know what I'm saying? Like she just wants dick.
He was hot in there, so she's hot.
He's there. He got a hard dick. So let's.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why like they gave her a complete 180, but whatever. Yeah. So she ties him onto the bed and makes him get naked. And I did think this shit was funny when she's like, "You still want me to wax it for you?" And she poured candle wax on him.
Yeah,
I found that hilarious. Like she completely scalded him.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good. That was
a good one. And she comes downstairs and she grabs that bottle of champagne. She's like, "I'm out. I'm going to the hot tub. Fuck y'all. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't need this." Which I feel her. That would be me. If I had, like, if you had a mansion, I wouldn't be at your party, sis. I'd be in the hot tub. I'm sorry. I don't do crowds of people like that anyway.
All day, every day. I'm in the hot tub. Fuck y'all.
With a ball of Dom, I've been doing the same thing. So I was with her on that.
Yep.
And then Paige is still pouting about Campbell. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, not Paige, Dorothy. And then before Paige turns away, because she's giving Kate the details on how dumb Brian is.
Yep.
That Ruthie chick shows up again looking for Campbell.
Yep.
And they were like, "Oh no, not today." They killed me. They were like, "No."
So
they try to get her out of there before Dorothy sees her, and Ruthie's like, "That's my necklace you got on right now."
Ooh.
Right? And they escort her out. Paige disappears to the hot tub with her drink. Kate goes looking for Adam or whatever. And Ruthie sneaks back in.
Yep.
She said, "Y'all ain't about to be kicking me out until I get, you gonna pay what you owe."
Right. Can't keep a good bitch down.
I want my money. Okay. So Kate's going to look for Adam, but she runs into Sleazeball Max, who's like, "Hey, is Lily here with you?" Mm-hmm. And she's like, "No, Lily's in LA." And he's like, "No, she's not. I called her office. They said she never showed up." So now Kate's like, "Oh shit."
They're just, and this is like
days later.
They just not figuring out this bitch is not alive and well like y'all thought.
Like, the guy that like tried to force an awkward threesome had more concern to check on her than her friends from 6th grade. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense now. What the hell? So much writing flaws. There was
And
so
then
much writing flaws.
in the
Like,
process of him saying all this, he's still hitting on her.
exactly. Because what? Come on now,
It's his
ain't
fault.
no nigga gonna turn down a chance to get some booty.
So now she's all freaked out. She's trying to assemble the girls and be like, "Yo, we gotta figure out what's going on with Lily." She tells Dorothy. Dorothy seems like she don't give a shit because she's too worried about where this dude is. I don't like
Yep.
her ass.
Yep.
Kate runs into Adam. Adam's drunk.
Yep.
Surprise. He's at a fucking Valentine's Day party full of liquor and
Oh
he hasn't
yeah.
had a drink in 13 days.
Oh yeah. He's sauced. He is very sauced up.
2 sheets to the wind. So she gets mad at him and storms off.
Yep.
She ends up calling a detective and letting him know that, hey, nobody's heard from Lily. Apparently she didn't show up in LA. And he's like, yeah, we had to let the Joshua guy go because we didn't have any evidence to hold him. I'm on
Mm.
my way
She ends
to
up
make
calling
sure
the detective and letting him know.
you guys are safe.
Yeah.
So he's rushing to the party. Like I said, Dorothy's sulking. She
Mm-hmm.
goes off about her business upstairs. Ruthie is upstairs going through Campbell's stuff like Dorothy should have
Exactly.
and finds the Rolex in the bag. She about to take the Rolex for her troubles.
Yeah, because why not?
But she gets caught by the Cupid killer. And it's a cute little chase scene through the mansion. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
Um, and they end up in the shower where like she falls to the shower door and there's like that jagged glass and he like just stomps her onto it. Now that was a good one.
That was a good one. Oh my
Yeah,
god, that was such a good one.
that was a good one.
That was.
And we also see that Paige bites the big one. The Cupid killer finds her in the hot tub.
Yep.
Now, I'm a person of irrational fears with my high functioning anxiety.
Yep.
And something about being like Kate, claustrophobia really bothers me.
Yeah.
Claustrophobia plus drowning.
Oh yeah.
Just
That's.
shoot me.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So like I have always avoided those like pools that have the closing doors for that reason. If I find out your pool has like the closing, I'm not getting in it.
Hell no. Mm-mm.
Because I'm not about to be stuck in case somebody accidentally hits the button.
Just in case. Nope. You won't catch
No.
the bitch. Nope.
So she's stuck under the hot tub, right? He closes it over on her, and then he gets a drill and starts drilling it.
Man.
And he gets her in the shoulder, right in the side, and then he electrocutes her in the hot tub.
Man, he was savage for that. He was savage for that shit. Ugh. Ooh.
Like a boiled chicken. Like, and then like the lights go out in the house. And by this time, everybody's already leaving the party anyway because it's whack.
Yep. As hell.
That party was so boring.
It was whack as hell.
Yeah. So everybody's already leaving. So all the lights go out. So people are already pretty much gone. Kate's walking around the property looking for everybody. And a part of the filler that we skipped over was Adam and her exchanged Valentines. She didn't get him a Valentine, so she writes him this IOU tender love and care note. So when she's walking around outside looking for everybody,
yep,
she sees the note floating in like her like little moat river area in the back because that's how big this bitch's house is, and she has a goddamn Japanese garden back there.
Yep.
She looked like Stan Hewitt Hall. It was hilarious. So you see this note floating, and I'm just thinking, like, bitch, like, how do you not know what's going on? Because you know who you gave that to. But whatever, we're gonna play along like we don't know who Jeremy Melton is, because they pretty much, spoiler alert, it's Adam. Okay.
They wrote him off, and it was like nobody knows that Adam is this nigga. Like, what?
Yeah. And even like Dorothy says it at one point when she's like, how do you know it's not Adam? He could have just had plastic surgery and changed his name. And Kate's like, well, how do you know it's not Campbell? And then of course Dorothy goes off on Kate for saying anything about Campbell. Dorothy to me is the equivalent of how Candy was with Todd on Real Housewives. Don't talk about my man.
Basically, I can talk about him all day, but don't you talk about him.
Nobody say nothing to Candy about Todd. You don't say shit to Dorothy about Campbell.
Well, except for her mama. Her mama was definitely
Mama Joyce, look, this man done married Candy, gave her 2 kids, quit his job to be with her, them put her made her mama and sister the face of the goddamn restaurant, stage plays. She still don't like his ass.
She's never gonna like him. Like
He's,
that was the
he's
plot
still
twist.
he's still after Candy's money.
The plot twist was Mama Joyce was never gonna like him.
It was never gonna happen.
Ever, ever,
Ever.
ever, ever,
Never.
ever, 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 ever,
Right.
ever, ever.
But that's
Ever.
Dorothy. That's literally Dorothy's
That's
character. Don't tell
Dorothy,
her nothing about this man she's known for a month, whose last name she don't know, and
right?
who she doesn't even know where he lives to know that he
She
doesn't
didn't
have a
even know
home.
his last name. Like this bitch is.
I'm just saying, like, I'm a nice
If you
person,
never,
right? Like, I don't want to see anybody that I know or that I'm dealing with or care about in some fashion be homeless. So I'm gonna need you to show me an eviction letter or something.
at this point, has Dorothy even got the draws?
No, she did not GTD. She did not GTD.
She
Remember, she
didn't.
tried. It
She
didn't work. She
didn't.
tried again. It didn't work.
She didn't even GTD, and
Dorothy,
that is the most atrocity of this movie because it's like you ain't even get a taste.
yeah, you're not
You
even
ain't get a taste.
digmatized.
You
It's
ain't even
just
get a taste of dick. I can see you being digmatized. Like
a
listen,
sampling.
you ain't even get a sample. You ain't even get a taste. Mm,
No, they just rubbed up against each other and nothing happened.
yeah, for the she fucked it up for the thought of the dick.
Yep.
Just the thought. Just the thought had her fucked up. And I was like, I can't respect that. A real bitch cannot respect that at all. Like, I just can't respect that. And none of my bitches can. I'm not even gonna let none of my bitches even respect that. Like, you ain't even got a taste.
That would have been the first question I asked you. I'd been like, well, how's he in bed? And if you'd have been like, I don't know yet, I'd have been like, so why are we still talking about this?
What are we doing here? Why are we wasting time?
And in our former lives as single women,
Yeah,
we didn't play that shit.
Add the disclaimer. Okay, disclaimer. Okay, we did not play that shit when we were single. Okay,
Yeah, like
we
we're taking off the market now, so now we play them games because we love our husbands and they earn that. But like regular dudes,
man, what? Baby, what? Baby, who?
Yeah,
no,
that was before like the term city girls existed. We were already
city
living
girls
that life.
a thing. Like
no, we were already living that life. So
that was back in the day.
Back in the day,
the good old days.
But no, so Kate's in the pond. She sees this note, and then underneath the note is Detective's severed head. So Detective's dead, head chopped off. Yep. We didn't even see that kill.
Why didn't we see that kill?
And the most horrific looking like mold of his head. Like it didn't even look like him. First of all, I had to like really rewind it and was like,
it was so bad.
Oh, who is that?
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Where it was like, come on now, y'all couldn't have did a better job than this.
And she goes back in the house, and Dorothy. And did it bother you they kept calling her Dorth? Because that shit was pissing me off.
I hated it. I hated every minute of it. Because what?
I hate people who have nicknames that don't make sense. Like Dorothy wouldn't have a nickname because it's Dorothy.
It's Dorothy, bitch. Why would your parents name you Dorothy? Let's just start there.
There's only one other person who has a nickname like that, and that bitch will remain nameless because I'm going to salt the earth that she belongs to.
Yep.
But like, you just don't deserve a nickname. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Nope. You got to go by your middle name or some shit. Like, you got to reinvent yourself.
Yeah. Dorth. So she's looking for Dorothy, and Adam's there. Now Adam's just gone full on creeper mode.
Yep.
And he's like, come dance with me, Kate.
This was when we knew, as the viewers, this was when we knew Adam was just the worst. Like, we knew.
I'm just sitting here looking at her like, oh, you just figured this out.
You just figured it out, bitch. Like, come on now.
I'm trying to figure out, did she even know her neighbor's dead? Did she even get to figure that out?
We glossed right over that. We glossed clear over that because that wasn't even a monumental moment. It was.
I can tell you right now, if my neighbor was dead, I would know. It'd be four of us outside on the street right now talking about it.
I'm so nosy that I'm gonna know this nigga didn't go to work. Like, I'm nosy. I'm nosy. Like, where I'm like, yeah, my neighbor is something going on with him. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. Right? Yeah, I'm nosy. I'm a nosy bitch.
So it wasn't just me.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
But they're like slow dancing in the dark. There's no music. He's just like, come dance with me. And she's like, oh, okay. And now she's all creeped out. And he's just like, I love you, Kate. You just mean everything to me. And then he's like, I would just be so hurt if something happened to you. And then he goes, everyone else could die for all I care. All I need is you. I love you. I always have. And I'm just like, and she's finally
Ooh.
like, oh shit.
Yep. Mm. And it's too
And
late, bitch. It's
right,
too
she's like, I
late
don't want to hurt you either, but I will. And she kicks him in the balls and like takes off running upstairs to look for Dorothy.
to go nowhere. Why wouldn't you leave the house? You go upstairs. They followed, I swear this movie followed every single horror slasher movie trope because nobody ever leaves the house. They go upstairs.
This is all I'm saying, right?
They
You
go
are my best
upstairs.
friend. I have known you since I was 12 years old. If we are in a house and the killer is right in front of me, it is dark. I have called for you, which I probably wouldn't even do because I'm not trying to alert anybody that I'm there. But let's say that I did, and I'm
Exactly.
calling out to you, and you don't answer. I promise I will put flowers on your grave every year. I'm not going
I got to
upstairs.
go.
I'm
I got
not.
to go. Listen,
And I
if
hope you would
we
do the same for me.
I sure will the fuck would because if we not in sync to where this bitch don't know that she need to get the fuck out this house, bitch, jump out a window. You need to go. You need to
Like
go.
I will meet
We'll meet
I
him at
will
the police
meet you
station.
outside. First of all,
I'll meet you outside.
me and you have been friends so long that we already have the game plan for we walk in the building. Yo, some shit go down. I am parked over here. Meet me there. If I don't
There
see
we
you in
go.
10 minutes, I am out. I will call you.
Yep. That's just
That's how I know they weren't really friends. They
they
didn't even
weren't.
have the friend party protocol.
They didn't even have they didn't have a plan B in place of like
There is a
just in
killer on the
case.
loose who is targeting our friend circle.
Yep.
What happens like if something happens? Like y'all didn't even have like
Nope.
okay. So she goes up there, the room's all fucked up, and she's trying to get away from Adam, and Adam just keeps popping up. Now, mind you, this Jeremy Adam nigga really loved Kate, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because
He did.
she was cracking him over the head with everything she could find. He just kept going, but I love you. Like he under no circumstance was trying to hurt her.
Yep. Yep.
She hit him with bottles. She kicked him in the nuts. He was just like, Kate, don't do this, baby. Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this? Why?
Kate, come on, girl,
I
stop
love
playing.
you. He
Stop
had to drop,
playing.
he had to drop that love you bomb. Like he
Right.
had to drop that. I love you.
You talking about some toxic at its finest? Come on, Stink. Stop hitting me. You know I love you.
And you know the way white people love their guns. Why ain't nobody have a gun nowhere? White people love their guns.
Wait a minute. But Dorothy told her at the party, hey, my dad has the gun closet upstairs. And she was like, that's the last thing I need. Just for her to go upstairs, get the Beretta. Don't know how to use it.
Don't know how to use it. She
The
ain't do
clip
shit.
fell out the bottom.
She ain't do shit. I was like,
Nothing.
this is not, you not white people in right now, girl. You not white people in right now.
Yeah, like, come on. Like I'm pretty sure, and I'm not even trying to be stereotypical here, but pretty much every white person I've known on a personal level knows how to shoot a gun.
Oh, they been know how to use a gun. Like they were that's taught in early like childhood adolescence.
Quite frankly, every black person that I've known knows how to use a gun.
I mean, come on. Like let's talk about it.
We live in America.
That is our Second Amendment right.
Right, like that
Bear arms.
That literally needs to be on the flag at this point. Like I'm just
Put a gun right near the stars. Like that's what we about. Like we about that life of
so I don't get
guns.
it. But then like the Cupid killer pops out
Yep.
and they both fall down the stairs.
They gotta fall because that's the trope we're going for with this movie. We're
They
going
both
for all the tropes.
they both fall down the stairs.
We have to fall down the stairs.
Yeah. And I mean like a nice like
tumble.
cascade down the stairs. Like it wasn't like a dude, it was like
Right. Like, it's a mansion. So we
Yeah.
we gotta go through the motions of the stairs.
Kate comes to, and then the killer pops up like Michael Myers, which I love. It was just like,
Yep.
Right. And then you just see someone start shooting, and it's Adam. Adam unloads the whole clip on that ass.
Yep.
So then you're like, okay, so who the hell is the killer if Adam is right there shooting?
Yep.
Right. So you take the mask off, and it's Dorothy. Now, I appreciate a good setup.
I did like that though.
Right. I like the fact that he set up the person that ruined him. He ruined her reputation.
I
I
mean,
love it.
it's perfect. It's actually perfect when you think about
Perfect.
it because it's like
Perfect.
I'm gonna take away your life like you took away mine, bitch.
Yeah,
So I'm
it's
not mad
perfect.
at that. I'm not mad at
Here's
that at
where
all.
we circle back to that Campbell death, right?
Yep. Finally, we circle back to it. Finally.
There is a part of me. On one hand, I feel like he did it to set her up even further,
Yep.
right? But there's a part of me that, like, deep down just wanted it to be Dorothy because Dorothy found out that he was trying to extort her and she killed him. Like, I just want Dorothy to have been in on this for some reason.
That would have been a great plot twist. I swear that would have been a great chance for a plot twist that
Cause like
none of us
her,
saw coming.
cause her and Kate have this like real big exchange
Yep.
at the party where she's like,
Yep.
I was the fat one, and
Yep.
everyone with Paige was the pretty one, and
Yep.
blah blah blah. And you don't know what I went through because that's
Yep.
her whole fucking personality.
Yep.
And you're just jealous because I finally have a good man like Adam, and it's like,
Everybody's so jealous. Like,
yeah,
oh my God.
everybody's so jealous of me
Yep.
now. So yeah, I mean, if she would, if her and Jeremy would have quote unquote made amends, right?
Yep.
And she took out her friends with him because her friends treated her so badly, it
Yeah.
would have made perfect sense.
Yeah.
And then he turned on her because she ruined his life. Would have
Yeah.
made I would have totally settled for that more. But yes, I love a good setup. I wish Dorothy would have been in on it because the Campbell death would have made more sense. I still don't understand why. Like, I understood why he killed Kate's neighbor because that was his woman and this creeper was in her house.
Yep. He
Still
needed
don't. I don't understand the Campbell murder. Don't understand the Ruthie murder. He
yeah.
even he even killed the maid because that's how Ruthie got killed. Because Ruthie
Yep.
caught him dragging the maid's body. Like, he was
Yep.
just like, I'm lit. Hey,
The
it's lit.
maid did
I'm about to
nothing
start
wrong.
stabbing everybody.
The maid did nothing
You know
wrong.
what I'm saying?
Like,
He's like, look, I'm drunk and I'm about to get a little stabby.
yep. Yep. There was
So
no lead up to like I wish
no,
this movie they had a lot of filler in this movie
it was so
that had
anticlimactic.
like it was so like I wish they would have built up why Jeremy was such a fucking psychopath.
Like, what happened to him in reform school?
Exactly. They didn't tell us nothing about what happened
Did
to him.
his
They were
parents
just like he got his
disown?
ass beat.
Yeah, did his parents disown him? Like, what happened?
Nothing. We got nothing. We got such like they spent maybe 5 minutes
And
on
then
that scene.
I love David Boreanaz as Bones, so I know
Yep.
he can act, right?
Yep.
I don't know if this is one of those situations where like he hadn't honed his acting chops yet or what,
I
but
think
he
so.
was so boring as the villain
Yep. He
and
was not
unbelievable.
like he didn't buy it. He didn't win my heart. Like usually I like to vote for the villain. I like to root for the villain. But he was so like it was so boring. And that's why I think he was trying to get his acting chops. He
Yeah,
was
because
trying to
it
get his
just was
acting chops.
not. It,
He
it,
wasn't
it
he wasn't giving. He wasn't giving as a killer. And the only reason like he's the reason why I remember like, oh yeah, he's the killer. Like he's
because
the
he
killer.
played it
He
like
played it.
bewildered, I
Mhm.
guess is the best word. Like the whole time he was on screen, he was just like
Yep. Yep. They never really
doing
showed
this
him.
thing with his eyes.
Yep. Yep. They never showed him leading up to be this fucking psychopath.
No, it
And
just
like
went.
we know why. They set up the why within the first 5 minutes before
Yeah,
the title card even came.
yeah.
We knew why this Jeremy person was going to come back after them, but we didn't see him become this monster. And that's why I was like we had a lot of filler in this movie when it could have been dedicated to
Backstory.
a backstory. Like that would have been
Exposit.
great.
We didn't even get any real exposition besides what happened at this one dance.
That's it. You
This,
so you telling me one dance made this nigga like
yeah, like
lose
nothing
it?
else happened to him.
Nothing else happened to him. Like build I love the build up of a villain to why they became the way they are. Cause I'll be like, okay, cool. Like
Yeah.
I can buy that. I can accept that.
Everybody loves a good origin story because if not, then Marvel wouldn't have made billions of dollars building up their universe because origins are everything.
Everything. Literally. Literally. And they make bank on that.
There is literally only one case that I can think of where origin story doesn't matter, and that's Michael Myers. Because if you give Michael Myers an origin story, it completely unravels the whole mythos. That's the
Yeah,
only person that doesn't need an origin.
yeah, yeah. We like the origin story that we have for him is good enough.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean
that's it.
it was established that there was no motive, so that's the only thing that you don't need an origin for.
Yep,
But yeah, so Dorothy's dead, and he's comforting Kate, and he's like, don't look at her, it's okay. They call the police.
yep,
Kate starts apologizing for suspecting him and hitting him, and he's hugging her, and she's like, I just don't understand. And this is the only bit that we get
yep.
is he's like, when people are that lonely, and he starts looking real creepy when he says it. When
Yeah,
people are that lonely, sometimes they just snap and they do things, and like he goes to this whole like monologue about how like loneliness makes you snap, and sometimes you feel like you have to just do something about it.
yeah,
And she's just cuddling up on him, not paying attention.
yeah.
And he's like, I love you, Kate. I always have. And then like his nose starts like bleeding and dripping on her face. And it's like,
Ugh.
oh, shocker. You're Jeremy. Oh,
It took the whole fucking movie for them to realize that it was Jeremy.
this
I
is
was
what
like, stop wasting my time.
like
Stop wasting my time.
I'm no screenwriter, right? I'm no writer. You know what I mean? But I often wonder when these people are like pounding away at their computers, right? And there's 4 people who wrote this.
Yeah,
And they were sending this shit back and forth to each other, and they ended it. I want to know who was like, that's the one right there.
because they need their ass beat. They need it. They need their ass beat. Because why would y'all even like? Why would y'all waste our time like that as viewers?
Which goes back to the whole, so if his nose dripped on her cheek, you telling me this man didn't leave one blood droplet? Now, I did forensics in
Yep.
high school as a hobby. Okay.
Yep.
They sweep that shit
They're very
down.
thorough. They're very thorough about that. They are very thorough. There's a whole profession to forensic scientists.
Just
Okay,
just off of blood analysis.
off of blood and out. Blood is the easiest thing. This nigga left the easiest trail of DNA at every
Like,
single
there are
thing.
people who are dedicated to body fluids, there are people dedicated to blood splatter patterns, there are people dedicated to fingerprinting,
Yep.
footprinting, and you're going to tell me that nobody caught one blood droplet the
Yep.
entire movie, but she gets it on her face.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, it's even easier for it to fall off of a plastic mask than it is your skin.
Exactly.
It's smoother.
This is 2001, so they have that damn blue light where they can see semen. Like y'all had the technology back in 2001.
It didn't make
You're
any
not gonna
sense.
fool me.
I was
Y'all
so
not
ready.
gonna
I
fool
was
me.
so ready for this movie to end, and
Yep.
I remember bits and pieces, and I was like, yes, this is
This
one
is
of those
why.
like,
This is why. Like this is why.
this is definitely a it's not a, it's so bad it's good. It's so bad I have to tell people about it, and I'm gonna watch it on Valentine's Day. 'Cause there's not much else. Like it
Right
definitely.
after, like right after we watch My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, if I still want to watch a movie, I'll throw this one. Like, this is definitely of its time.
Yep.
It's very dated. It's very dated.
Very. Just look at the actresses that were in it. Like
Very dated.
Denise Richards. Like
Right. This is Denise Richards, like right when she started dating Charlie Sheen before she ruined her career.
she
This is
was,
like this is
she was
right
using that card.
before. This is right when like Katherine Heigl was like getting on, like just about to get into Grays
Yep.
before she fucked up her career.
Yep.
Like this is when David Boreanaz was like the hot nigga on the street because he had Angel and everybody wanted a piece of Angel, which I will never.
He was a little cute. He was a little
No, you don't understand. One of my older brothers was, and not Tommy, my brother Kenny. He was so in love with Buffy the Vampire. Like we watched Buffy every week. I hated Buffy. I hated Angel. I hate the universe. I hate Spike. I hate everybody. Now the actual Buffy movie, love it.
Yeah.
Hate the TV show.
Yep.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer guarantees that I would never like anything Sarah Michelle Gellar ever did.
Ever. She need to leave that off her like whole videography.
I don't understand people who are like Buffy stans. I don't. It was so that
It was
show,
terrible.
especially if you've actually like watched the movie and grew up with the movie. It is so terrible.
Terrible.
Whatever.
0 stars. Do not recommend.
Do not recommend.
at all.
Like it's definitely like that Buffy Dawson's Creek Felicity thing. I just never. Now I watched. Like I know enough about Dawson's Creek,
Yeah.
but
But still, it was like, nah.
and I love Kevin Williamson. It was still boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just
Mm-mm.
I'm and I hate to say this. I'm giving Valentine a half a heart out of 5. Like
Damn.
I don't need to see it again, but like I said, if it's Valentine's Day and like I feel like it's a good marathon type of movie. It's just something to
Yeah.
throw in there if you're
Throw in
bored.
there
If you're single
background.
and you're doing Galentine's or Brotine's Day and y'all just want something to like make fun
Yeah.
of the decade and just how primitive it was,
Yep.
throw on Valentine, throw on My Bloody Valentine, throw on, other
Yeah.
romantic stalker slashers. I mean, at this point, if we're gonna do My Bloody Valentine and do Valentine, you might as well throw single white female in there. It's got the same type of vibe.
It does.
And I
It
love
does.
single white female, but
I love it.
it has that same type of unrequited love
Yeah.
feel to it. So
Yeah.
but on
I
its own,
I'd put single white female over Valentine to be
that's what I'm
like,
saying. It's just it has that type of cringy. Some people may not be into a vibe,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm giving Valentine half a heart out of 5. It did nothing for me.
Yeah. Well, on my scale, I give it 2 because it's bad and flawed, but I'm gonna watch it. Like I don't know why. I'm just
See,
like
the
it's the one you forget about. Like oh yeah, maybe I'll watch it, but then I remember like oh yeah, this is bad.
and the only reason why it's getting a half is because of the kills.
Yeah,
Can't deny great kills, bad movie.
yeah. I rated thumbs up for the kills. Thumbs up, thumbs up. And I mean, Katherine Heigl, she got an easy check because she did her little lines, did her little kill, and was like, "Peace out, bitches."
You know for a fact this was after Bride of Chucky, and she was like, "Look, y'all not about to keep typecasting me. I'm doing a cameo."
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's all I got for y'all. I got this other movie because Bride of Chucky was 97
Yeah.
ish. So she was like, I got other shit going on.
The crazy part is, before we did this, like when I was watching it again, I was excited. I was like, "Yeah, I remember the
Yep.
Cupid and the kills."
That
I
mask.
forgot,
It was the mask that was like, I remember the mask.
I
That's it.
forgot all the bullshit in between.
Yep.
It
Yep.
just, I'm
Yep. It proved why it did not need to happen. Like it happened, but we were like, so why did this happen? So
I'm so glad no one got the bright idea to make a sequel like they did back then,
ooh, I'm glad too.
because this would
I
have
am
been
so
horrific.
glad too. Yep. Yep. By far, it did not like this movie didn't need to happen. So I'm glad a sequel did not happen either because
Yes.
baby, no.
But
Baby, no.
it was a fun little flick to watch with Courtney and talk shit about. I mean,
Yep.
you gotta take the bad with the good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just thought it was fun because it had Deputy Judy in it, and as usual, I can't stand her. So, and I don't like her as Deputy Judy, but Deputy Judy had more depth as a character.
Yeah.
Kate was just whiny and stupid.
Yep. And I'm usually all for like horror movies. These are people who have character flaws.
Right.
They're all flawed. They all make stupid mistakes, which some of them I'm like, all right, I can see that. But Valentine was just so bad.
She wasn't very smart, man.
They
And
were written.
I
They were
refuse
written
to
wrong.
believe that these career women were this dumb.
A medical student. A medical student
Yeah.
made the decisions that she made to die first. Like to make it to medical school, you have to be a smart bitch. Like yeah, I was taken aback. I was taken aback and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm reminded now of why this movie was very forgettable and we don't talk about it." I
Yeah.
see why we don't talk about this movie at all. Which
Yeah,
was like, all right. The best part was the Valentine notes. the Cupid mask that
Yeah.
somehow had holes in it where blood could perfuse out of it so perfectly. That was we remember that part. We remember that part because he wasn't a like he wasn't a villain that we could like rally behind at all. He wasn't a villain that we could be like, oh my gosh,
Well,
like
apparently, from what I'm seeing, I forgot about this. Is Katherine Heigl also was in Angel? Why don't I remember that?
damn. I didn't really watch Angel all like that. Like
I didn't either.
I wasn't a
No,
stan of
correction.
it.
She was in Roswell. That's what she was in. Now I remember Roswell. I
Okay,
like
yeah,
Roswell.
Roswell was
I
pretty
love
good.
I love a good alien show.
Yeah, Roswell was pretty good. So yeah, I Angel was like I saw a few episodes, but I remember him wearing all black with a trench
Yeah.
coat too. So I'm like, I mean, it was pretty much Valentine light. Like he was getting his acting chops in.
So here's the funny thing: Rotten Tomatoes still has it rated a 3.4 out of 10, right? And a
That's
critic
good.
a critic said Valentine's basically a formulaic throwback to pre-conventional pre-scream slasher flicks. It
Yep.
doesn't offer enough suspense or scares to justify its addition to the genre. And it has a cinema score of a D plus.
Damn. That mean niggas really was not fucking with it.
Now here's the funny part. Apparently, this is the guy that directed Urban Legend.
Damn. So where did he go wrong? Because Urban Legend was the year before in 2000, right?
Let me check. I want to say yeah, it was uh yeah, 2000. No, 98.
98. So damn. What happened between 98 and motherfucking 2001?
And this is why every book doesn't need to be adapted to film,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know how to do it correctly.
Yeah. I agree. I
Yes.
agree. That shows it right there of like everything don't need to be made into a movie. But I mean, the only plus side of this movie is that they made their budget back.
Yeah, I mean, we have a Valentine's flick, right? I mean, it's I'm not going to call it a cult classic, but it's definitely well known
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
based off of the people who were in it.
Yeah. They got their acting chops, they got their start in it. And this is like this movie is so forgettable where it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot they were in that. I forgot. So they got their start in that.
Yes.
And it was a stepping stone for them. And luckily, I mean, hey, that's why I said luckily they was able to make their budget back. It wasn't a financial, disappointment. So
I just thought it was in the spirit of Valentine's Day, do
mhm,
something a little unconventional, and
mhm.
I thought it would be a nice break from the Scream franchise because people get burnt out
Yeah, absolutely. Need a
after
break.
after 4 movies
Four straight
straight.
every week. Like, yeah, I need
Yeah,
I
maybe
need a break.
maybe people want to not hear us talk about 5 just yet. So I figured it'd be nice and fun. I mean, holidays are always fun when you can find movies like, oh, don't worry, because I already foresee St. Patrick's. I already foresee March into April being Leprechaun
Yes. Oh my gosh.
because
That
it's
guy.
Leprechaun.
That guy. That guy is like,
Because
we could talk about that guy for a minute.
I'm sorry, I have to get to Leprechaun in the Hood, and there's no way I'm gonna do that if we don't start
Listen,
it.
listen, Leprechaun in the Hood. They went back to the hood. The fact that they
Yes.
went back to the hood.
Like I feel like I know Scream is coming out March 10th. I feel like we need to just jump right to Leprechaun in the Hood, and then we'll spin the block
Hell
on the
yeah.
franchise later
Hell yeah.
because
Hell yeah.
like we need that for St. Patrick's Day is Leprechaun in the Hood.
Hells yeah. And we gotta talk about the best one in that whole series. Cause didn't that nigga go to space? Didn't
Yes,
Leprechaun go to
that was
space?
part. That was the one before Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah, like that nigga went to space. We forgot about talking about him too, cause Jason done went to space. Who else went to space? A bunch of the other niggas went to space too. So Leprechaun went to space too. So we definitely
Yes, I feel like
gotta talk about him.
St. Patrick's Day is the next holiday. I feel like St. Patrick's Day special because it comes out. I mean, it's St. Patrick's Day is 7 days after Scream 6 hits theaters. I
Yes.
feel like that has to be Leprechaun in the Hood. I
Yep.
don't feel like we need to even start with the first one because I feel like that's the
Everybody's it's
one.
gonna be oversaturated with everybody talking about Scream 6.
Yes, but I
You
feel like
know.
like everybody knows Leprechaun in the Hood. Even if you've never seen it, you've heard of it.
Yep. And I can't wait to rewatch that too. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward because I remember I rewatched Leprechaun in the Hood, the first one, and I was like, damn, this was so bad. But it
But it
kind of
was
was
so
like
bad, it was
it
good.
was so bad, it was good. And then they went back to the hood. I didn't watch that one.
I
So
hate that one. They could have kept that one.
I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna watch that.
No, that
maybe I'm gonna watch that.
Back to the Hood could have been left off the menu, but like I don't care. Like, look, I'm the person defending Tales from the Hood 2 and 3, so you should know that I love Leprechaun in the Hood.
Hey, I feel it. I feel it. I
I
feel it.
I love that movie. I don't know what it is about seeing Leprechaun getting high that just does it for me.
It was good.
And
It
seeing
was
Ice T
very,
Ice
oh my
T
gosh.
pull a baseball bat out of his fro, like there's just so
Oh
many
my
parts of that
gosh. It
movie.
was it was good. It was good.
There's just the old lady feeding him. There's just like so many parts of that movie that I'm just like, I'm here for this.
Yep.
But yes, next Monday we're back on the Scream train.
Yep. For the last scream,
Yeah,
right? For the new
yep.
one. Okay.
This is our last one. Scream 5,
Okay.
Scream 2022, or 5 Cream as people call it,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it. That's gonna be next Monday, and then we get into
We're gonna get into it.
number 2 and 3 worst ghost face on the planet. I said it. I said it, and I meant it. At me.
2 and 3.
I meant it. At me.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Roman. We know how I feel about part 3.
Yeah.
Amber and Richie, at me. Worst ghost face ever. Good movie, bad killers. And I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. I still am not. I'm not standing for them. I did not have their back. I didn't have their back. I just didn't have their back as the killers. I was like, they could have. What? 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 But we'll get into that.
Oh,
We will definitely get into that.
we're definitely gonna get into that. And like I said, people can at me all they want to. That's fine. I don't give a hot goddamn. I love the movie, hate
Yeah.
the killers, and I'm just
Yeah.
so
I feel like Scream is a series where they've done so many movies over the past damn near 30 years at this point where it's going to be a mixture of you love the story, hate the killer, or you hate the kid, or you love the killer, hate the story,
yep.
or you hate both, like Scream 3. You hate the story and the killer.
But that's what killed me because there are people out there, and I'm on like a bunch of Scream pages on Facebook.
Yeah.
There are people out there who really think that Roman is the best Ghostface.
Ew. Ew.
Let that like, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Let that simmer.
It's something wrong with them if they think that they're not like real Scream fans.
I literally read a post where some dude said that Stu was the most overrated Ghostface, and that no one even cares about him because they don't even talk about him, and he wouldn't have been shit without Billy. And I'm like, those comments were hilarious. They were ripping him a new asshole. But yeah, there are people out there that think 3 has the best killer.
Ew. They must be 2000 babies or something. They got.
I'm not even gonna put that on 2000 babies. I think taste is subjective.
It is. It's very. I keep forgetting that music and movies are something that's very subjective to who is watching it, who's
Yep.
listening to it.
Yep.
So I try not to get in my feelings too much about other people's stupid ass opinions about
I know people don't agree with mine, and that's cool. But
that's why I'm like, that's stupid as hell. But that's your opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you want to start a I Heart Roman Bridger podcast, then do that.
Yeah.
But on this podcast, he eats baby dicks.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
All day, every day. He can eat a bag of baby dicks. Okay. I'm saying that on record. He can eat a bag of baby dicks.
Yeah.
Right
On like
2023. right
But
now.
yeah, it says Scream 5 next Monday.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we should be able to go regular time since no one has a game.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Goddamn. Shit is finally over. God damn.
It's not because I have Thursday and then they have tournaments in March. And that's the crazy part. So like one of the if they advance, like the first round is March 4th.
Okay.
And if they advance, guess when the next one is?
The Monday.
No,
March 10th.
11th.
Oh no, Lord.
So I can't even like stay out all night. Like I have to
Yeah.
go to the movies and come right home.
But you know what? Thursday night is the night that they may have like the before the 10th.
Yeah, see, it's gonna have to be after 8:30 because the
Okay.
big one has drama.
Okay. Yep, that is okay. I'm gonna look at some show times now because
Yeah, because he has drama Thursdays from 6 to 8:30. So
okay.
it's gonna have to be after that.
It's gonna be after. Okay, I'll look up some times. I'll definitely look up some times for that. But yeah, everybody listen to the podcast. Thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank you
listening
guys.
to
We
us.
appreciate the views. I'm totally enjoying it on Facebook. People
Yes,
watching it and sending
we
me
love
messages.
the views. We love talking. We honestly just love talking
We just like
about
talk to each
it.
other. Like let's just keep it real.
Like y'all are the audience that's listening to us having the conversations that we're gonna have anyway without
I
y'all.
I
So
promise you, like the little bit of views that we got, I was just in awe of like,
I
oh,
was
people
like,
actually
hey,
listened to what I had to say.
I'm
So thank
okay.
you.
They listening to the rambling of us. Like we know what we're talking about because this is what we do. So the fact that people can relate to that is like this is where the beginning starts, and this is where good
I mean, because
podcasts start.
when you really think about it, like in this whole podcast live stream YouTube universe, there really aren't a lot of like black female horror reviewers. Not that
Nope.
I know, there probably are, but
I've
not many that
seen.
have come across my feed. And most of my YouTube is horror movies.
Yep, I've seen one horror movie girl on TikTok, and I've seen nobody else black on YouTube. So yeah, I'm like, hey, we got our niche. We're there. We're
Yeah,
here.
give me some.
And
I mean, I would love to see it. Like, I don't know if my algorithm's just screwed up or what, but I would love to
exactly.
see it.
Like I want to see more of that. So yeah, thank you everybody who was listening. This was a little bit of a longer episode because I mean Valentine. That
Yeah,
was just a underrated gem that was in the dirt that probably should
yes.
stay in the dirt.
I feel like if you're single and you hate men or whatever girl dumped you, watch this movie and hate some other people that you've never met. If you're in a
Yep.
relationship and y'all can't go nowhere because you got kids, put
Yep.
this movie on and you can talk shit about it. It's that type of a movie.
Exactly. Exactly. And that is what we are bringing to the table. So, yeah, thank you so much to everybody who is listening.
Yes, thank you guys.
Join us next Monday as we're going to get back into Scream because we is almost at the end of February. Almost at the end of February, which is crazy. And
Yes.
Scream 6 is going to be on the horizon, but wait on that. We gonna put a pin in Scream 6 and come back to that. We will probably what you want to talk about next week? What we gonna talk
Uh,
about? We gonna get into
we
West and some people's
I thought we were gonna do Urban Legend.
urban legend. Yeah, let's get into urban legend.
Urban
That
Legend.
was a fun time. Like I
Yes, now
actually
that
enjoyed
actually
urban
is a good
legend.
movie.
Now the second one, eh,
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna do Scream 5 next week, and then we'll do Urban Legend in between, and then we'll do Scream 6. So thank you
yep,
guys for rocking with us. We're only getting better,
yep,
stronger, louder, more
absolutely,
personable.
absolutely. So y'all take care of yourselves.
And happy Valentine's Day, whether you're alone or with somebody, either hump yourself or hump someone else. Just have a good damn time, god damn it.
Have a good time. I mean, we're adults now. You need to have yourself a
And
good
if
time.
you're
So
alone, get a rose, and if you with somebody, then get up on that thing.
get up on it, and we will see y'all next week. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy y'all. Have a good, protect y'all mental space. All
Yeah,
right.
and protect yourself, man. Strap up. It's 2023. It's shit
Yes.
still out there, y'all.
They got the super don't they got the super that super syphilis or the super gonorrhea? It's super something. That shit is like
It's
very
souped
resistant.
up. Protect yourselves and others,
Protect
man.
yourself for real. And we will talk to y'all next Monday. All right.
Bye.
Peace.